FM, Ilorin. Diamond 88.7 FM, we've got you.
For the best of national, local, international news and sport, tune in to News Sponge and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Sponge, all about the news.
Good morning and many thanks for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. This is News Sponge, a news and current affairs compilation of topical story headlines making the round. I am your host, Omonike Babatunde. You're welcome. Let's take a look at the headlines. Tinubu stumbles during reception in Turkey. Presidency dismisses Tinubu's stumble in Ankara as minor incident. Tinubu seeks Senate approval to increase Court of Appeal justices. Strike. Resume now or face sanction. Wike warns FCT workers. Federal government targets sachet water reduction as Nigerian consumes 2.5 billion liters annually. Rivers dismisses claim of removing Tinubu's portrait from government house. Dangote refinery increases petrol price. Rivers State government approves recruitment of 5,000 teachers. Onitsha market shut down. Anambra loses 19.6 billion naira every Monday. Lawmaker backs Soludo. Bandits flee as troops sustain military operations in Kwara Forest. Lagos Assembly denies budgeting for Abuja houses, caution against election propaganda. Senate commends U.S. military support, mourns terror victims. Reps resume pledge scrutiny of 2026 budget Electoral Act amendment. Appeal court stops judgment on Ayedatiwa's eligibility to recontest Ondo Guba poll. And moving on to the foreign scene, Rwanda sues UK over abandoned migrant deal. At least 3 killed in Russian strike on Odessa. Panama ex-VP arrested on graft suspicions. Firefighters battle emergency level blazes in Australia heat wave. And moving on to the world of sport, transfer. Super Falcons are in day complete move to Swedish champions. Super Eagles captain Wilfred Ndidi grieves over father's death. And those are the major headlines making the rounds today. It was compiled and edited by Abiodun Akinwumi, and my name is Omonike Babatunde. For sponsorship or advert placements, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on 091-2929-4332 or 090-7722-7120. Up next is Diamond Breakfast Show, where we discuss and have in-depth analysis on some of the topical stories. Don't forget, you can follow us by logging on to any of Diamond FM online platform on www.diamondfm.net or keep up to date via social media pages. Don't go away, please.
Hour after hour of quality programming all around the clock. With us, every second and minute counts. When it comes to bringing you the best of programming on radio, Diamond 88.7 FM remains your best bet. Be it sports, talk radio, entertainment and music. One thing is certain, we've got you.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah. spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, they want to kill us. Why they not kill us for Nigeria? Please, to help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hurt Indomine? It's intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice the new democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DVS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people. From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
All right, a beautiful morning to you, Quarrens. Beautiful morning to you, Nigerians, and you are welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we discuss topics trending from politics, governance to economy, and even security. The Diamond Breakfast Show brings you top stories and suggests practical solutions. And this program is going to run from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And I will be your guide. Omonike, Babatunde is my name. You are welcome. All right, what will be our focus for today? So today we'll focus on our dear nation again, Nigeria, old enough to be called an elder, yet was still groping for light. Politicians up party lines like a skipping rope, while in Onisha, citizens are ordered indoors and markets locked in the name of control as IPOB and the government owed each other by the jugular. So this morning we ask, where is Nigeria really headed? Well, I'm not alone this morning. I am joined by Elder Wole Adedeji, and in a short while you get to hear his voice in the house with me. And do know that today's conversation, you can be a part of it by, sending in your message on WhatsApp to 09136556952. That's the number to call, though, 09136556952. And you can as well send your messages to 09136556864. It's a pleasure to have you in the house, sir. Good morning, sir.
I'm pleased to be here too. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome on the Diamond Breakfast Show. All right, let's go deeper. Let's delve deeper into the stories of the day. Now, for the second time in January 2026, again, I say the second time in January 2026, Nigeria's national electricity grid collapsed on Tuesday morning. That was yesterday morning. And, this will be the second. The first happened, last Friday. That's last Friday. And now it happened again yesterday. And, the Nigerian National Grid reported, or they confirmed this on X around 10:53 a.m. with a simple rate that says grid collapse. And they followed it with another tweet saying restoration in progress. Well, power generation has fallen to 0 megawatt according to numbers obtained from the Nigerian Independent System Operator, that's NISO. As of yesterday, it was at 0. And the places that were affected yesterday was Ikeja, Jos, Kaduna, Kano, Benin, Eko, Enugu, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, Abuja, and Yola. And this concern has been very much pronounced ever since the Yuletide, that is, the festive season that we had during Christmas, where several homes were left, in darkness. And this particular situation, has been explained that the national grid collapsed, they've lost power generation, gas supply shortages, and so many others are being complained about by the transmission company of Nigeria. And this issue, alongside, infrastructural decay, vandalism, invariably leads to load shedding and intermittent supply. But then that aside now, the federal government now, through the Rural Electrification Agency, REA, and Lotus Bank, have now announced plans to extend, their collaboration on financing off-grid electricity project in Nigeria. And when I say off-grid electricity project, I'm talking about, independent electricity, where we probably, depend on, say, inverters, batteries, solar panels, alternatives compared to relying on the same grid that has been collapsing for years. So this collaboration is between the REA Managing Director, Dr. Abba Aliyu, and, the plan is to, move the government to outline funding structures and operational guidelines for supporting renewable energy projects across the country. Well, there you have it for our first story of today, talking about the collapse of the national grid, and then talking about, the alternative we will be looking into, and so many more. So we could go into this conversation. Elder, what is your say regarding this? We've just started the year 2026, and already we have the grid collapse. It has collapsed twice already. Now, what is the hope for us before we go to the off-grid as an alternative for us?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's quite sad that at this stage, this year we still find ourselves in this country. I can remember about a decade, a little more ago, we have had government telling us of efforts they are making. Is it the Mambila project? Is it the Zungeru? Is it all these plans here and there? And a lot of money spent. Take, for instance, this year alone, between last year and now, a lot of money has been pumped into this power sector. And one will have been gladdened when this government came on board about 2 years plus ago, and we can see that more money is being pumped into this section.
Yes.
But what we are getting in return is this, and it is becoming abyssima in a way. Now, the minister even said they have his ministry is putting power sector agenda for 2026 on a very serious note, and this is what we are getting. So if power grid, national grid, could collapse within 4 or 5 days, twice, and we are just starting the year, I don't know where we are heading to. And then, they listed some of these places that are affected. One begins to wonder: is it the discos we will blame? Is it the generation we will blame? Is it the transmission we will blame? Because I have said it some years back when government moved to deregulate the power sector and now say this agency, this will be transmission, this will be distribution, this will be whatever, the generation. And we hope that they meant good things. But what we are seeing now is quite worrisome, with so much money spent on it. And then I really don't know. In the years past, before now, about 2 decades ago, they used to blame the water level in our hydro stations.
The dams.
They had in our hydro stations to generate. At a point, they will say the water was too much and they have to be this. Then they will say the water has gone down. Almost 3 decades into this kind of excuses, we are still getting this kind of results. It's really sad. But they are now talking of off-grid. This is not the first time they will dream of that. And this is a country where we have all the resources to generate power and enjoy power. Is it solar you want to talk of? We have large areas of this country with wonderful sunshine. I was in Israel some years back, and then I was privileged to be asked by the commission to help them interpret what our tour guides were telling us there. And when we are not talking about our tourist spots, I engaged the man privately, and he told me one thing. He said, in Israel as a nation, it is only in Tel Aviv, the nation's capital, that they use public power. All other places in that country, they use solar to generate water view, because they realize that, well, they have plenty sunshine there that can help. And more than 50% of the part of this country can boast of good power, solar power from our sunshine here. So what are we doing with it? And in the southern part, we have plenty water. What can be generating? When we were small, I used to know of ECN then, and they were generating power before the advent of Niger, Kanji Dam or whatever. Each section were generating water, power around their places, and yet it wasn't this bad. Agreed, our population has grown, but are we not planning to meet up with our population? I think it's very sad. So the earlier they want to do this off-grid arrangement, the better. Better does not mean that when we are voting these trillions every year to the power sector, you still begin raising our hope that we are thinking of what is it called? Off-grid. It is Lotus Bank that is meeting with that agency that has been put in place for quite some time. So now that they now realize they should do that, I think it's sad, and I want to wonder, why is it now that we are approaching election? Could it be political in a way? I think government should be on the lookout.
All right. Could it be political in a way? We'll go on a very short timeout, and when we are back, we'll try to look further or more into, the power, the collapse in Nigeria. You can send your contribution to 09136556952. That's the number to call. 09136556864 is strictly for WhatsApp or text message. We'll take your messages after this break. Don't go away, please.
On 88.7 FM.
Better be iron and care, be good for your body, yeah. Are you not aware? Body back, the day for yeah. Are your daily friend, for your blood, be 10 over 10. Oh, yeah. Feel your pain, join to it on past the test. Blood builder for everybody, healthy body for everybody, Perupina, product of Beats in healthcare.
Your one-step dial, Diamond FM, shining supreme.
All right, you're welcome back, and you're still tuned in to the Diamond 88.7 of Elon. The program is Diamond Breakfast Show. Well, before we went on that break, we were talking about the national grid collapse that happened yesterday, and the other that happened on Friday last week. That's twice in a month already, and hope we won't have, many more to come in Nigeria. But then, we were talking about earlier, we were talking about the investments, the millions and billions that has been already invested in, power sector. But now we're going to talk about the off-grid. How sustainable do you think this will be if we look at the maintenance culture Nigeria has? We have a very terrible one. But then the sustainability of, off-grid system now, do you think is really going to work?
Well, I won't blame us if we are thinking of alternative arrangement.
Okay.
In view of what we are facing now. Take, for instance, the plants as at now, 60% of the generation from the plants is absent. About 39% is what we get. So grossly below expectation instead of improving. And so if you think of the alternative, well, fine. But the thing is, you talk of sustainable. If we are spending trillions every year on this sector, and this is a sector that's supposed to be generating fund. on its own, where by the time this now say it is generation, it is distribution, it is etc., all that. So, and the money is going, and they are also generating money, and this is where we find ourselves. So, my own concern is if we're thinking of the alternative arrangement of grid of a thing, if it has taken all this long to make the proposed plans that were trillions had been spent, trillions of dollars in this respect had been spent, and this is where we have found ourselves. So if we get to spend money on this off-grid arrangement as well, how soon will it be? We have to make it be on ground fair, because we now talk of sustainability.
Okay.
So, but that does not mean because we are thinking of that, it is only Lotus Bank that we are syndicated interest in supporting. What about the other banks? What about CBN and all of you? So if we are serious about it, I think it will take us time. And besides, we are relying on this hydro. And the bulk of these plants are on River Niger. And this River Niger flows from other countries. And this, I understand there's an agreement between us and those countries not to build their own, dam to generate power. What if they decide tomorrow to do? So we will not say we are in zero. I think it's better we begin to think of the alternative arrangement, but we should be serious. Let it be on ground fair before we now begin to talk of sustainability.
Yes. Okay, so we make it available first before we speak on sustainability of it. All right, so let's take your contribution this morning before we go for the next conversation. 09136556952 is the number to call. 09136556952. Hello, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. You're welcome, sir.
This is Dr. Larry Okiki.
You're welcome, Doctor.
Calling from Itakure, Lori.
You're welcome, sir.
May God bless the presenter and the analyst abundantly.
Amen.
Thank you.
I wanted to make my point on the issue of the national grid that you're talking about.
All right, please go ahead, sir.
According to my own view, since the federal government has authorized every state governor to establish their own source of power production in their state, what are the governors are waiting for in creating their own source of power generation? And concerning the federal government, Nigeria gains on petroleum subsidy removal. So it's enough to address the issue of Nigeria power generation. So instead of pumping the money to the government, that is not impacting on any Nigeria. So we can't be doing something the same way and expecting a different result. That was my own view this morning. Dr. Larry,
thank you so much, Dr. Larry Okiki. Thank you for your contribution. 09136556952 is still the number to call. 09136556952. This message here says, let's speak this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Monica.
Good morning, you're welcome, sir.
How do you do this? Got to some like journey.
You're welcome, Mr. Godwin.
Well, good moderator.
Thank you, sir.
All of us are Nigerians. No need of fighting under a canopy. What of NNPC? Look at the money being used on it every year. Turn around. Where is it? Where is NNPC today? No truth. Now look at this NEPA or no NEPA. Everything. It has been sold. What happened to it? No truth. They should talk less about election. They should focus attention on the welfare of the masses. Now.
Yes, we get you. Thank you, Mr. Godwin. Thank you so much for your contribution. We're still focusing on, the welfare of the masses. That's the more reason why we're talking about it. You want to say something, sir?
No.
Okay, all right. 09136556952 is the number to call. 09136556952. Here says DBS Golden Voice Omonike. Good morning. Good morning, our elder. If the foundation of a building is faulty, the house stands to fail repeated integrity tests. Some of the power plants in the country were built with substandard materials, but as it is, we cannot rule out the activities of saboteurs, of vandals. Most of the countries enjoying stability in the power sector do not have history of vandalization as we have here in Nigeria. As much as this government is trying to give us regular power supply, there are those who are out to frustrate government intention. Not until we have a change of mindset shall we continue to get it right. And it says NEPA was sold by one of those begging for voting. Okay, what did we get from it? All right, Elder Yemi Asajo, thank you so much for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm one of the regular contributors. This is General calling from Ilori.
You're welcome, General.
Yes, see, it is really disabling. It's really disabling because I'm keenly listening to your program and the news that we are being heard every day about NEPA. Then again, before I continue, this particular area, or new area, I want people to ask, join us to ask NEPA, what is their problem here? They don't bring light here. If they bring it here, maybe the next, 3 or 5 or 7 days again before they bring it. Then on the issue of national grid collapsing or not collapsing, I listen to news. When you are in a position like that, and you see that maybe I don't want to use the word incompetent or incapable, the such person will resign. The minister or the so-called minister of power, for Christ's sake, if he knows that he cannot handle the power setup, he should resign honorably and go into what he can handle. It's really disturbing.
All right.
Hello.
I'm
talking. Yes, as I'm talking with annoyance about NEPA. It's really disturbing. Let him resign.
All right. Thank you so much, General.
Well, I think you should not be too annoyed because this era of heart issues, if you think about what is happening in this country presently, some people who are advancing in age will just enjoy yourself. I think we should just take it easy.
We really need to.
The thing is this. Somebody mentioned vandalism the other time.
Yes.
Well, it is easier to vandalize these power installations as long as there's no electricity running through them. And you see, this is a funny country. Some years ago, I think under Shagario and Co., there was a time they said there was a big snake that ran into the turbines in Kanji, and we were all thrown into this kind of nonsense. At a point, then they said about 6 turbines they installed there at that time, maybe about 50, 60 years ago. And as at last year, somebody was telling me, an insider was telling me that only one of these is functioning. So when they come and tell us what is the grid collapse or whatever they call it, what does it really mean? As long as the system that are supposed to take this volume of voltage to generated to distribute, and it is generating far below. Even when you drive your car and it's not supplying fuel regularly, what because of the engine? It develops problem.
Yes.
And that is what. So when they say national grid, it simply means that the generation that is supposed to be sent into the grid is not forthcoming, is not enough, and the thing will break down.
Yeah.
They just refuse to tell us why it is happening, and it is that's why I say, is it political? Because I remember when Tunde Diagbon and Ibrahim were there. He's a journalist. I would never forget that incident. And then he was to make a broadcast. He was to address the media at the State House in Lagos. Then that's late Diagbon. And suddenly power went off, and he said they should not put on the generator in the State House, and waited. And what happened? After a few minutes, 20 minutes later, there was no light. He called this famous 11 NEPA men, and within 1 week, they are in jail. And he called their somebody, they said, will you generate? They say, yes, sir. If it happens, my sister, throughout their 18 months in power, it never happened. So if it is, as far as he's concerned, that was sabotage. So if it is political to sabotage as election is coming, I think the government should sit up and deal with this decisively.
All right, the government should sit up. But then, to talk about the grievance of Mr. That's General. See, if we're going to talk about the lack of electricity in areas, several of us are going to come on air to talk about it. I can speak for my area. It cuts across.
It's across the country.
Honestly, because you see, I can even tell you my area has not had light for quite a while, and I'm always talking about it on air. It's our duty to talk about it, to call them out.
I want to wonder whether it is not deliberate or not. Why is it that in rural areas you see them having this electricity 24 hours? That is where they know that the consumption is low. But here, this is what they do to us. So I want to believe that it is deliberate and that something should be done. And it's the government that should Just wake up.
All right, the government should wake up to this call that we are making. Let me run through some of the messages I still have here so we can go for the second topic of the day, talking about defections. Now, NNPP, several defection to APC, and now the defection is calling for several questions about, talking about a one-party nation in Nigeria, talking about how APC is dominating Nigeria. Well, we'll come to that for the second topic. But before we do, let's talk about this. Here says, good morning in the studio. How are they monitoring and maintaining it? If you check many things is okay. Well, okay. That seems this is not for this morning. Okay, let's move on. Oh, pardon me. He says, good morning in the studio. It's a real slap on the face of our leader. Okay, still not for today. Let's go on. And here says, good morning, Omonike, and I guess about power supply in Nigeria. The rate at which we embrace new technology is very slow. Out of the 6 turbines in Kanji Dam, how many is working? It's time we embrace renewable energy for more than 80% supply. Folaranmi Taylor, thank you so much, Folaranmi. I think Elder also made mention of the turbines, once functioning and not functioning. Here says, good morning. Omonike, Babatunde, and our guest in the studio. Our incessant collapsing of Nigerian national grid shows that we have leaders who fail to plan. Our power generation can be likened to someone using I Pass My Neighbor that is meant for a room or two with minimal appliances to power an estate of more than 25 units of 3-bedroom flats. They are just paying lip services and nothing more. We have wind and sun, solar in this country, which we can tap into and improve energy. We generate into the energy to improve the energy we generate in this country. What we focus on is distribution, not what we can generate. Femi David from Ilorin. Thank you so much, Mr. Femi David. And here says, only God will help us in Nigeria. National grid collapsing all the time. It's a very big shame. For how long are we going to continue this mess? The minister overseeing that ministry should resign. He's not fit, okay? And it's getting worse for every second. Regards to the guest in the studio, Emperor from Sobi Barak. Thank you so much, Emperor, for your comment. And here says, good morning, everyone. President Tinubu promised us 24 hours electricity. So where is the light? All we hear is billions of solar, billions for generator, billions for maintenance by the same government. What challenges has the government been able to fix at this stage? I think Nigerians should know better. It is what it is. Ben Okoli from Taiwo. Thank you so much. Let's go on a very short time out. And when we're back, we'll continue the conversation. But this time around, we'll be moving to the defections happening here and there. Don't go away, please.
Your one-step dial, Diamond FM, shining supreme.
My fellow country people, I hope say you don't hear about health insurance policy wey Kwara government they talk about today. The information are confirm and the thing good for you and me as a person and as family. This health insurance e dey for everybody, for papa and mama. This health insurance also dey for people wey get HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, even pikin under 5 years, plus including pregnant women. Me and my family don't register with just small money. My friend, you fit go any hospital where they do health insurance, whether na public or private hospital. Pay small money and register sharply. With that money where you pay for your family, it go cover you for 1 year. Bam. Now so the thing bill. If you love yourself and this beautiful woman and pikin, go register and get your health insurance coverage so that you no go pay too much when sickness come. You fit call this number for free. Then no go come out your money, Joe. 080-010-010 again, 01, or go to house 27B, Amado Bello Way, GRA for Ilorin. This message now from Kwara State Health Insurance Agency.
88.7 FM.
Thirty-4 minutes going past 9. You're still tuned into Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. Now we move on to the NNPP. So the NNPP State Publicity Secretary, Mr. Richard Benson, that's a Lagos State chapter of the New Nigerian People's Party, says the party will reclaim Kano State in the 2027 general election, despite the defection of its lone governor, that's Alhaji Abba Yusuf, to the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. That's, if you could recall, January 23 to be precise, Abba Yusuf moved to APC. He joined APC Okay, and he didn't move alone. He moved with several other persons, all 44 elected local government chairmen. He moved with commissioners and several other state lawmakers in that state.
Even federal lawmakers.
Yes, there's federal law and state lawmakers. They all defected alongside with, Abba Yusuf to APC. And reacting, that's where the NNPP state publicity secretary has said, no, they are still going to reclaim it because their strong road is not about the government of Kano. It's about Kwakwansia as a movement. Well, not just that. Let's move to Jos now, the capital of Plateau State. Now they are rejoicing because Governor Caleb Mutfwang also defected from the People's Democratic Party to APC, from PDP to APC this time around now. And this festivity is joined by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, who's going to lead several persons. Talk about the national chairman of the APC, talk about the Senate President, the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, the former Plateau State Governor Simon Lailong, several other dignitaries will be at that, just to rejoice that Caleb Mutfwang is moving to APC. Even, Imo State Governor Uzodinma is going to be there. And if we look at the statistics I have here, APC is controlling 29 out of 36. So we have 7 left. Now, if we look at it, 7 states left to be conquered. So how much more do we have? What's left for the opposition if we look at it? Well, I would have loved to give us a breakdown of it because in the South, the old 6 states, at the North Central, the Southeast, the Southwest, there are several statistics I have here. But for want of time, we will not delve into that. But just know they control 29 states out of 36 states. Elder, what do you have to say about this before we talk about opposition?
Yeah, well, we have to talk to them together because I imagine if the policy secretary of the party in Lagos State, not even in Kano, is boasting that they are going to reclaim Kano.
Oh, well, is that a boast, Elder? Because that sounds like, he's shaking on his feet already, like he's jittering.
No, you see, politicians will not openly accept weakness or defeat in that way. I mean, the essence of being there is to improve, not to impress people, to give people the impression that forget about it, it is our own, it is this. But it's funny. I expect the NNPP in Kano State to be the one talking, but somebody in faraway Lagos, from one end of the pole to the other one, and is posting. And then in Lagos State, they have not struggled to take Lagos State if that party is that. Well, coming to it, I think I would not want to agree with people accusing one party or whatever, or those who are in politics that they are trying to turn Nigeria to a one-party state.
Okay, why so, sir?
Fine. Yes, we, in this system, we have not totally removed the influence and impact of the sitting government on our electoral umpire in this country.
Okay.
In a few months' time now, INEC will come up with a budget. And at that point, INEC is at the mercy of the people in power, from the government to the legislature. If they don't approve, then it can't work. Our system is such that after the general election, the next 2 years, they just forget about them. You see them suffering. Even to fuel their operational vehicles becomes difficult. But as soon as elections are approaching, they have to be at the mercy of the system, or government and the legislature, so that they can get whatever they can get to prepare for the election. And so it goes to say that, well, he who pays the piper, I don't know whether that should apply, but it looks like he who pays the piper, they takes the tune. The person who has sustained you to give you that trillions of naira to prepare for it, you will now say you have an opportunity to deny him victory. Then you are joking. It's the same person that appoints the head of the electoral umpire. So when I see governors defecting, governors who belongs to a party, for instance, Kano, that is the only place you can say you see NNPP. The man in Lagos, maybe his sitting room is the office of the party in Lagos State. You can't see the presence of this party elsewhere except Kano State. Governor Abba Yusuf is interested in the second term. So indirectly, is at the mercy of the central government and the electoral umpire. It's either you are there or you are not there. They say Yobani Usimbe Unibo no. If you are not there, I mean, your excuse is baseless or it cannot stand, really.
So, in essence, we're going to say it now.
And talk of the plateau. I expect that plateau will do that long time ago.
Oh, really?
Plateau, yes. Plateau knows he has his own challenge. That's security challenge. And you need to belong so that you can walk in and ask for assistance. Until our politics in Nigeria gets to that matured stage, you will begin to see this. And then you can see some parties too that are small, who by now should have struggled to make their presence felt. They now engage in internal wranglings. You can't talk of any party in Nigeria today that can boastfully or boldly go into election and have the chance of winning election. So why will you waste your time?
But talking about need to belong that you mentioned earlier, Elder, you said the need to belong. So in essence, this means those defecting this is a strategic positioning for them to have a place or to have probably a stronghold somewhere.
They have their interests around there. Somebody who is who's warming up for the second term, and even within his party, not even the head of government now, they are hiding under the excuse, that clause in the law, that as long as there is a crisis in your party, you are free to go.
Yes.
Now, how can a party like NNPP, somebody talk of Kwankwasiya movement, fine. Kwankwasiya movement, we know is very strong in Kano. But as at the time APC came and Ganduje was there for 8 years, Kwankwasiya movement was pushed to the background. It suddenly surfaced, maybe because Ganduje had some issues, if not for the Tinubu's government that was protecting him, that was also, so embarrassing.
Yes.
You will be surprised that this same Kwankwasiya, Abba Yusuf, that last year, Abba Yusuf and Kwankwaso and NNPP were fighting hard. Ganduje and Yusuf are now together in that struggle. And Kwankwasiya movement, where is Kwankwasiya movement outside Kano? And it has been defeated. Just like Ganduje defeated Kwankwasiya movement the other time, it has been defeated again by this person defecting. And you see, and I got to know that at a point earlier, even Abba Yusuf was somewhat in APC at a point. So he has just coming back home. And it's like that everywhere. So I hope our politicians will learn the rule of the game, how to play it well. It should go beyond winning election to remain there or getting to the election. The politics in Nigeria should be about the people. It's not that if you don't win and you are recognized to be a good leader, it's better you can be in the opposition and make the government work, at least to serve the people.
Yes.
But all that they are doing is in their personal interest. So to make sure that my bread is sustained.
All right, but then what does it say for the opposition party? Because now, if we look, let's talk about, let me make it 2 in 1. Talking about the democracy in Nigeria. The oppositions are supposed to hold the ruling party accountable. But now that we have just about 7 more states to be conquered by the opposition, so what does it say when it comes to accountability?
I always say there's no opposition in Nigeria.
Oh, so we're all going for APC
because somebody in APC today was some years back in PDP. Somebody in PDP sometimes was now in ADC.
Yes.
ADC, look at ADC for instance. In the next few months, when it is time to struggle for the tickets, you see them, they will scatter. So it's not about us, it's about themselves. So no opposition. It is just at a time that you feel that your personal interest is not met here.
Yes.
Then you go to another place. So they have not mastered the art of the art of politics that is of the world standard in Nigeria yet. as at now, it is all about themselves.
All about themselves. All right, let's take your reaction real quick so we can go in for the last topic of the day, talk about Onitsha. And this is, as I said in my intro, the government and the IPOB, they are holding each other by the jugular. So who's going to win is the question. But then we'll still go to that very soon, very briefly. But let's take your reaction. 09136556952. Please be very brief when giving your remark. Hello, good morning. Good morning. You're welcome, sir.
I'm trying to for calling back.
Oh, we can. Mr. Dr. Larry Okiki, you might need to call us back. We can barely hear you. Please do well to call us back. I don't know why that happens sometimes when you call. Please try to move away from where you are. Try to find a good reception, and then we'll talk to you. 09136556952. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. What's your name, sir?
Mr. calling from Tanker.
All right, you're welcome.
Yeah, well done. I agree. Guests in the house.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They already said what I want to say. I just need to call in because you said our politics in this country is very, very matured. So it's not up to global standard. So what is happening in this country cannot happen in other advanced and developed countries. Very mature. And my own take and what I'm just thinking, in Nigeria, we are very angry. It's not as if they have done something spectacular, something good, something that will better the life of people. But yet, they are keep struggling. They are debating to the same boat. So it's so disheartening that we are waiting for them to do. And for those that did not bought their ship, it shouldn't be the realignment of Titanic. Few of them will survive when it's time for election.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Samuel. Few of them will survive. And the way you said we're waiting for them. Okay, Nigerians are waiting for them. But then the opposition, the ruling party still has more upper, and the way it says 26 states now.
29 out of 36.
29 out of 36. That's 7
we
more.
We don't know how many more that will
will be conquered before, because that's like sounding like you're going to conquer them and take over. Let's take messages here. Says, good morning, the anchor and the analyst. The defection going on among political parties, especially from PDP and FPP to APC, does not augur well for our democracy. The problem many of these parties are going through are the internal strife and lack of internal discipline of some of their leaders. Secondly, the selfish interest and ambition of some leaders are the major problem of this defection. Nigeria should not turn into one party state due to the defections. Mr. Samuel from Airports. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel from Airports. Well, Elder said we will not, but again, hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning, you're welcome. What's your name, sir?
This is Indanusa.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're calling from where?
I want to advise your guest.
Okay.
Your analyst.
All right.
He's saying that Kwankwasia has been defeated by the Abba-Isu. Have they conducted an election after he defected? I want to ask him. He should answer me.
Okay.
Okay, I will answer.
All right. All right. He's going to give
I was not talking about the election to come. I was saying Kwankwasia was strongly on ground in Kano when Ganduje came, and it wasn't Kwankwasia.
Okay.
Kwankwasia was there to bring Abba Yusuf to office, but we can see what is happening now.
Oh, wow.
So, as strong as Kwankwasia movement was in Kano, we begin to see that the thing is diminishing gradually.
All right.
And so, Kwankwasia's movement should now watch it.
All right. So
that's what I said.
All right.
As per, I'm not God. I don't know what happened in the next election.
Yeah. Okay, let's take reactions. 09136556952. Let me run through these messages. Let's take this one more call. Hello, good morning. Very briefly.
Good morning. You are not taking calls.
Oh, do pardon me. You're welcome, sir.
I'm with the lady.
You're welcome. I've been wondering that I haven't heard from you this morning.
I'm glad to congratulate you on your birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, really?
Thank you so much, sir.
But now using the new system.
Sir?
I say you are now using the system. When there are calls, you still be calling the calling number and you don't. So please be picking.
Okay, I will. We'll do that.
On the system collapse.
Okay.
The president has done what generation has been like realized. But state governments are not key into it because it's not as profitable in food as flyover.
Okay.
We start doing that. Once they start doing that, we'll start having that. Coming to Kwankwaso, Fantasia, and Apa, that's why you can't say anything about Northern. They know how to keep it best. Have you had Abba talking? See what is happening between Wiki and Kwara. Kwankwaso is displaying arrogance. I can see that anywhere. He's one of the aides of Abba who let us know what happened. That Kwankwaso single-handedly picked the 44 local government chairmen, pick the commissioner, pick this, pick that. Somebody with a state, just one state who had, because he had now, you no more having it. He's now saying, before you could join any political party, you must be given the presidential ticket or the vice presidential ticket. How possible is it? 1 out of 36. So it's arrogance. When you begin to display this type of thing, coming to one party, it will never happen.
All right.
They have been putting the APC. Those who are moving are creating problems for some people who will move to another party because politicians are businessmen. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution, sir. Yes, says good morning. Those governors defecting to other parties they don't have the interest of the masses at heart. They're only after their personal interest. Imagine what's happening in the country, killing and kidnapping here and there, and they're all thinking of is defection. We will speak to them in a language they understand during the next election by God's grace. Israel from Tankia. Well, let your vote count. There to say. Here says good morning, presenters and our guest in the studio. Without rules and regulations to state categorically for all politicians that if you leave your party, you must wait for 10 years before you join another party. Without this law in place, then we are joking. And this is how all these selfish politicians will be moving from one place to another for their own selfish interests. Abiodun from Ilorin. And here says Kwankwaso remains a stronger political movement in Kanu. We'll see by the next election. Emperor from Subi. And everyone keeps saying, we'll see. Okay, I hope you will go out and vote. Make do with your voter's card and, do the needful. Yes, says, I think what is responsible for the gate of defection to APC is because of the Tinubu's political disposition. He has been a sanctuary for political offense and politically displaced persons. Tinubu has built bridges across parties and regions. They are elective office holders in other parties whose electoral victories were bankrolled by and that's Elda Yemi Asajo, and he says APC is in control of 30 states. Taraba is already an APC state. There you have it. We're still moving on. Now let's go to the last topic of the day because our time is fast spent. I hope I get back to the messages that we have and the calls are really incoming. Let's just talk briefly about the last topic of the day. We just touched briefly on it, sir. All right, so the Onitsha main market has been barricaded by security agencies enforcing a 1-week closure. And eventually, if the 1-week closure we're not careful, is going to be a month closure. That's, Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, gave the order when he says people can actually, you can move out during I think there's a certain day that the IPOB said, do not go out. But then the state governor says, no, you're free, move out, do as you like. But then the people in the state are more or less, let me use the word scared, because the rule has been in place for quite a while. But now IPOB has come out to now say that to speak to the state governor, and they said they're giving him a warning. Well, to me, it sounds more like a threat, because they said that his action is reckless and he's only igniting more fire that will propel inexorably towards the promised land of Biafra. They're still talking about, Biafra and the fights that Nnamdi Kanu has been fighting, and why would he come out to, probably overrule their own law and the likes. But then now this has to do with, this is citizens against the government and IPOB. Now, what do you have to say about this, Elder? Because I would really not want to give my opinion. And when it comes to enforcing rules, do you think Soludo is right with the approach? Do you think he's right with the approach he's making? I'll ask 3 questions in one for one time. Is he taking the right path through it? Should he have approached IPOB and have it settled before telling the citizens to go out and giving them reassurance?
Soludo wouldn't have done otherwise as a sitting government. There can't be 2 governments in a place and one at a time. Anybody who is declaring a day that people should not go out for a whole day, he is saying he is the one, he is the government. And the government that is placed will not just tolerate that. But let me start like this. I think Soludo, I see him as a lucky person because I didn't know that he could win that election, the second time election, because he has never missed the words when he got there to express his disaffection, his distaste for this IPOB, stay at home, shooting order and all that. He has been saying it, and I was thinking that will cost him his election. But so as soon as he won, I was saying yes, this guy will descend on this thing. And what he is touching now, he's an average Igbo man. Two things they don't joke with in their life: their business and church. But I see them, they can forgo church on excuses, but they can never forgo their business.
Yes.
So if you want to hit an Igbo man, deny him his business for 1 day, 2 days, and this man is saying 1 week, I foresee that there will be a reaction in that place. But he's lucky, like I said, he's not thinking of any election now. So maybe that is why he's coming out so boldly. Anybody will agree that it is absolutely wrong for a group of people to sit somewhere, maybe in the dark, faceless, I don't know, and they roll out an order, and the order is obeyed. It's almost 4 or 5 years running now. Every Monday, that order is done.
Yes.
I see them, particularly in Onisha, you see them on the streets. That Monday, anybody who goes out, they mainly beating. You are risking your life. So I begin to wonder, who are these ones that are so strong? And it goes to say that even the people themselves know that these people are stronger than the government. So I hope, and I wouldn't know, I hope Soludo will be able to do this one and get out of it. But I think the issue in that region, in that part, should not be left to the state government alone. The entire country should rise up to this occasion. It's quite embarrassing. So by the time Anambra continue, or in the southeast, it is allowed to go on and on and on. Before we know what is happening, it may spread to other parts of the country.
All right, thank you.
I wish them well there.
Well, we wish them well there. And he made mention of about 19.6 billion naira being lost every Monday just because of the shutdown that happened
in Anambra alone, about 9 of that 19 is being lost in Anambra out of 5 states. Anambra records about 9 billion naira every day lost.
Imagine. All right, let's take quick messages. I would have loved to pick calls. Today you really pardon me, and I'll have to summarize the messages as well because I have less than 1 minute on the show. And Rinwan Olami Lekon Ekundayo, thank you for your message. And it says our bad electricity is intentional, assuming okay, thank you so much for your message. I really appreciate it. And yes, says Omonike about Biafra, don't let us deceive ourselves. It is not realizable. Even Ojukwu in the military could not achieve that. The sit-at-home order is just a waste of time. Falarami Taylor, thank you so much for your message. And Kolade Ayinde from Amsterdam, thank you so much. I've seen several of your messages. Thank you so much. And Elder Yemi Osaju, thank you so much. Also, and to Mr. Femi David that says, once again, concerning the insinuation that Nigeria is tending towards one party system of government means government to mean is good omen. The one we have been practicing for years, where did it take us? So are you leaning towards that we should have that? All right, that's about the time we have on the show today. Do well to join my colleague tomorrow to do justice to several other concerns we have in Nigeria. I know the line is buzzing, do pardon me. Next week we'll make sure we'll open the studio line so we can have more of your take on the the topics we'll have to discuss. I remain Omonike Babatunde, but then before we go, Elder, what will be your remark to Nigerians before we go?
We Nigerians will watch out. I think by now we should be maturing in our politics. Our politicians at present, I don't see maturity. So it is we that can make them be matured.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on Diamond Breakfast.
It's my pleasure to be here.
All right. And to you who are tuning in today, thank you so much for joining me. I remain Omonike Babatunde. Ebawadasi comes up shortly. Don't go away, please.